And like that, we should be live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the stream. It is good to have you with us on this wonderful Thursday evening. I hope you're all doing well and having a good day, a good week, all that sort of good stuff. Today, I need to clear my throat once again, but we are going to be playing Pokemon Fire Red, doing the anime challenge, or the Ash Ketchum challenge, as some call it. But we are basically going to be trying to... Last time we got to the point of losing to Brock, and then we have been grinding our Pikachu so that we can get it to take on Brock on its own. That is the plan. We will see whether we succeed today or not. It is all up to debate, and we will find out very, very soon. But if, of course... Hello, Stephanie! Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate it. And if you, like Stephanie, want to say hello, please do jump into that chat. We appreciate having some good conversation. And, you know, this is going to potentially be a bit of a grindy stream, so it'd be good to have some good old-fashioned conversation to keep things moving. And, of course, if you like what you see here today, please like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. It really, really helps us out. So, without further ado, now that everything's set up and while it's all still working, let's jump into it. I have had to mute it. I'm going to really turn it down because it's just background music, essentially, rather than... Hello, Brogan! Long time no see, friend. It's good to have you. Apologies. Yeah, okay. So, right now, we have got Pikachu at level 15. So, where do we get to with our save and stuff? Let me have a look a second. In terms of items, because I seem to recall we bought a ton of potions. Yeah, we've got 8 potions. So what I almost want to do, now that we've got Pikachu in the bag, I kind of want to go straight to the gym. Because there is obviously the fear I will get soft locked into grinding beyond all belief, because I can run out of money. And so what I want to do is take on the gym. Or the gym. Oh no, it is just the gym, isn't it? It's not even Brock. Last time we didn't even lose to Brock. We lost to this guy. Because I want to beat him without using potions. Because then I can save all my potions for Brock. And then we can save and do all of that. And then if we lose, we can reset so that I don't soft lock it, basically. So we want to do a double team right off the bat. Because this is going to raise our evasive stat, which is going to make it... So he's going to defense curl, which is not great for us, but it is better than the alternative options. Because annoyingly, I think I did get rid of Tail Whip, which lowers their defense, which would make attacking much, much easier. Because the difficulty I also now have is that I only have limited quick attacks. I only have 30 quick attacks. So if we use all 30, yeah, Growl probably wasn't the best. It probably would have been better to just keep trying to lower their defense. But hey-ho, choices were made. And we're going to stick with what we've done. So we're level 15 right now, so we are a little bit stronger. So my hope is to just get evasiveness really, really high. To the point where Geodude is going to... He is still hitting me, though. He is static, though, so that's going to help, because that's going to slow him right down. Because then if we can do this and then lower his attack, we should be good. So he's starting to miss a lot now. There we go. My evasiveness can't go any higher. Because right now, my only will to win is lowering their attack and evasiveness. So I didn't remove an attack. It was more that I got double team and replaced Tail Whip with double team. Because I had to make a choice somewhere. And I didn't really want to get rid of Thunderbolt because it's going to be really useful to have Thundershock later. But if by doing this, it means that he's basically going to be able to do like no damage to me. So I can kind of take my time in taking him out is my hope. But yeah, the difficulty I now face... Unfortunately, with evasiveness, my evasiveness keeps going up and is maxed. It's forever maxed, so I'm not going to have to deal with... Okay, so he's now fully... I think it's 5. So now we can start quick attacking. So he's got a really high defense right now, so this is very much going to be chipping away at him. Which is where I'm like, oh, I got a tail whip. I should have probably kept tail whip rather than growl. In hindsight, because it would at least have meant that I could undo the defense curls. Basically. But then he's going to keep defense curling anyway, so it's going to be 1 for 1 constantly. And there's never going to be a point where I'm like, he is at a low point. Gosh. So his attacks are still getting through despite my high evasiveness and his low attack as well. So I'm not trying to get Pikachu to a level at this particular point. I'm just trying to win. If we can win... then great. I'm not sure we will. I think we probably are going to have to go back to start grinding. Because, yeah, we are doing like 1 HP at a time right now. Basically, yeah, you're right, Brogan. It is a light, quick attack. Because, oh, that was a critical hit. Nice. We like that. Because we're also so early game. For this kind of challenge is hard. And this just proves that Ash should not have won. But these criticals are helping. But yeah, this is not an easy battle by any stretch. And we're so early in the game, we don't have anything like special items or healing items where we can go, let's just increase Pikachu's... I don't know, let's increase Pikachu's critical hit chance, or let's give him a berry so when he gets to a certain thing he auto heals himself rather than having to wait for potions, or something that auto boosts his PP. Shows the flaws in storytelling. I wouldn't call it flaws, because I still, despite having to watch 650 episodes of Pokemon for my job, I still really enjoy it. I don't think it works being binged like I did, but I do think it works. It is a good show. Yep, 650 episodes and 13 movies I had to watch. Thank you, Stephanie, for the like. Appreciate it. So, yeah, it was a lot of episodes I watched. They are not binge-worthy by any stretch, but they are good. And I do enjoy them. And I think the storytelling works really, really well. And so, like, the whole thing about Brock and beating Brock is an important story. It doesn't make sense from a gaming perspective. And this is the thing. In the first 2 seasons, they did try to lean quite heavily into this is how... Look, we're talking about levels. We're talking about routes and all these things that the games have. And then by sort of season 3, 4, later Johto, and particularly in Hoenn, they dropped all those ideas. Because they were just like, there is no way we can keep this up. Because it's just people then pointing out the flaws and the where these things don't line up and don't agree. Which is why something like the anime challenge is really interesting to try. There's just a lot of button mashing right now. Getting its attack down. I think this will probably be my last growl. But yes, Brogan, yes, Jeez is right. Jeez is absolutely right. It took a lot. Right, let's start quick attacking. Oh, see, because he's trying to lower my accuracy, but we've got some good, but he keeps missing, which is great. Defense curl's the only one he can land, but he hadn't got enough defense curls in to start causing, I could get a little bit more damage in, which is great. Do I dream in Pokemon? No, I have had Pokemon dreams where I turn around and what someone I was talking to is then like a Jigglypuff or something weird. Great static, that's going to help, or a paralysis, I should say. Ooh. He is actually hitting me. That should not be happening. There you go. Paralyzed. Great. I think we might win this. Yeah, and this is something actually we talked about at work recently. Like, and this is something I can talk about. It's just because it was just a discussion amongst people. Oh gosh, are we going to be able to do it within the amount of PP we have left? How much PP do we have? 2. Can we do it in 2? Yes, we can, baby. But it's this interesting idea of the interesting idea of like, is a adaptation better to follow the story directly or to ignore the story and do its own thing within the same world? And I think there's place for both. I think the problem is we know so many bad, you know, stories. We know so many bad video game movies, particularly where, you know, the games are just bad, or the movies are, sorry, the games are good, the movies and stuff tend to just be bad because they're taking away the adventure. And I think you either want a dramatic retelling of the story we know, follow the lore, follow the story, and do it accurately, but just in a cool cinematic style that we've not seen before. I think people will get that from a nostalgia standpoint. But I do think movies like Detective Pikachu... Now, to be clear, Detective Pikachu is based on a game called Detective Pikachu. It is not an original idea, but it's so far removed from the games that it makes sense. It is so far removed from these games, so that, yeah, I think it does work and does make sense. Because it then means that people have got an expectation of the world, and as long as you follow the rules of the world, you're fine. But if you start breaking those rules, people will get annoyed. Right. Is there anything I can do about the PP situation? I've got 400 money. No, is the answer. I can't do anything about the lack of PP, which is not great. I mean... I mean, we have saved. We could try Brock and just see how we get on. Because we've saved, so we can reload if need be. Have we actually saved? That is a good question, actually. I think we have, yes. I'm just going to double check it has saved. Yeah, we should be good. Cool. So let's have a go at Brock and see what happens. I feel like part of it may come from fan expectations, but also newcomers that may not know the original game. How the Pokemon games have you completed? So I'll talk about the first point, because I think you make a really interesting point. So... yeah, to the point I was kind of making anyway, it's that thing of if you do something that's in the world, but it's a new story, yeah, you'll get people annoyed that you're not talking about the characters that we all know and love, like, and I get that, but I think you make it open for both people as long as you follow the rules. As long as everything makes sense, I think you're good. Whereas I think... if you try and follow the story exactly, you may annoy the fans, and also newcomers may be like, I don't know what this is. So, like, Detective Pikachu is a really good idea of that. And Sonic as well, where they've got, like, stories that are totally unrelated to what we know of the games. How many Pokemon games have I completed? Basically all of them. Well, I say all of them. I have done at least one from every region. And typically, I've played every version of... I played what... so when they release, like, 2 for a region, I tend to have played at least one of those 2. And then if they release a special, like Pokemon Yellow or like Pokemon Crystal or Platinum, I always play the special version as well. And I've played at least one of every remake. So I played a lot of these Pokemon games. My first ever Pokemon game was Pokemon Gold. I then went back and played Pokemon Yellow later, and Pokemon Red as well. But loved these original games. They were great. This is obviously Fire Red, so this is a remake. I remember getting this because I did Ruby and Emerald. So I did Red, Yellow, Gold. I think I did Crystal. I know my brother owned Crystal, but I think I did Crystal. I did Ruby and Emerald. I did Diamond and Platinum. I did Fire Rare. Oh, no, I did Leaf Green, actually. What came after those? Diamond and Pearl. Yeah, so Diamond and Platinum. That was, I did Soul Silver. Came after that. Oh, Black. I played Pokemon White and White 2, I think, were the ones I played. For that, I then also did Omega Ruby. I also did Pokemon X and Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Ultra Sun. Pokemon Ultra Sun. What came after that? Oh, that was Pokemon Sword I played. And then Pokemon Arceus as well. Yes, I do love me some Pokemon. Oh gosh, this is going to be... I need those critical hits, otherwise we're going to run out of PP, and that's going to be a problem. That will very much just be a waiting out game until we can struggle Brock to death. But he's got this, and he's got a... How is his tackle still hitting me? How is this guy's accuracy that good? And also, he tackled me a few times and didn't get staticked. That's so frustrating. Come on! How is he doing that? How? How is he getting so lucky? I've like got max evasiveness right now, and yet he is still managing to hit me every turn. This is why we got the potion, so that if we need to, we can just struggle him out. It's like, it's gym leader cheat codes is what it is. Come on. Oh gosh, he's still hitting me. How? Literally said my evasiveness can't go any higher. Oh gosh, I need another critical hit desperately. How is he hitting me? Oh gosh. It's just such a hard battle, because then the other thing is, it's then like, well, if we level up a little bit more, we can get the move Slam. But then what do I get rid of? Do I get rid of Growl? I don't think so, because it means that when Double Team fails, Growl's really effective. I don't really want to get rid of Quick Attacks. That's a really good attack for this battle, because it's fast. But then I don't want to get rid of Thunder Shock, because then I'm out of Electric-type moves. And if I'm out of Electric-type moves, when we come to Misty, Pikachu's going to be, like, no help to me at all. So it's like, we can level up, but I don't know if Slam is actually going to be that much more beneficial to us. I don't know how much attack it does versus Quick Attack. Quick Attack's like 30 damage, 20 damage. It's low. There we go. He's down. Oh, actually, that was probably a mistake. I probably should have healed first. Right. Let's get some Growls off. I never really put time, seemed like a wasted move. Yeah, no, I don't disagree, Lewis. I do not disagree. I normally had it, but then got rid of it very quickly when better moves came around. Yeah, he's level 14, so when we're quite low level even for him. We are quite low level, because level 15 to get to level 14, that's a tough sell. Fortunately, I think that his Rock Tomb has a low accuracy as well, and he's not defense curling so much, which is good. He just keeps trying to Rock Tomb me. So I'm feeling pretty good. I'm going to heal, because that won't heal me full anyway. Oh no, of course I heal and suddenly a Rock Tomb hits. Oh, that was critical as well. Oh, heal again. That was an unfortunate critical. Right, he is now struggling for moves. Yeah, we're only on 7 quick attacks. I think this is going to end up being a struggle battle. Because, yeah, it's not very effective. That is doing no damage to him at all. Unless we get some lucky critical hits in. Because we've got no way to boost our PP back up. No berries, no nothing. And I wish we did. But his defense is... He doesn't need to defense skull. His defense is so high. Like, our growl and double team is helping us a lot. But this is going to be a tough battle. Particularly as I think Thundershock has... How do attacks miss in games like this? It's basically... It's not quite a coin flip. But basically every move has an accuracy... Has an accuracy standard. So like out of 100... Oh, bind. Oh, no. That could be the end of it. He's landed a bind. That could be the death of me. Let's just keep growl. Let's try and growl him again. No, we are. That won't attack. Attack won't go any lower. Oh, gosh. This bind. This could be it. I'm just going to have to kick because now I'm out of moves. Because I can't Thundershock him. I can't do any of this. So I'm literally, yeah, freed from bind. Fine. Oh, really? Problem is he's now going to keep using this. So, sorry, back to how the moves work. Basically, yeah, each move will have a stat, which is like, this move allows you to, you know, will have 100% accuracy, or 90% accuracy, or 30% accuracy, or whatever it might be. And every move in the game has that. Oh, sorry. Apologies. I'm trying to mute myself because I'm coughing so much, so apologies. Yeah, so you have... So every Pokemon has like 190, 80%, like, accuracy. Not accuracy. Move has that level of accuracy. After that, you then end up with the evasive. And everyone starts at, like, evasiveness 0. You can then... up or lower someone's evasiveness by 1 to 5 points, I think. And then similarly, every other Pokemon has an accuracy stat, which at the beginning of every battle starts as 0. And so that starts at 0. Your evasiveness starts at 0. And then you have your move's base stat accuracy. So... if my evasiveness was up by 5 and then I lowered his accuracy by 5, that's a minus 10, like, accuracy. Now, I don't know the exact code, but there is basically a formula, like a mathematical formula that they use to go, you plug in the accuracy of the stat, the evasiveness of the Pokemon, the accuracy of the one using the attack. It gets plugged into a formula by the game, by the computer, and then essentially goes, so therefore the outcome will be this. Goes, the outcome will, like, and you know, so it will be, so it will go, oh, that means that the accuracy, rather than being 100%, is actually now like 50%. And so then the game then does its calculations to do like a 50% coin flip. Going into 50-50 chance on this turn. Oh, it's heads, they attack. Oh no, next turn it's tails. Oh, it's tails again. No, they don't get to attack. And that's how that works. And then obviously it varies depending on if it's 60%, 40%. But that's just kind of basic computer calculations at that point. So yeah, there's a lot. And that's just like talking about moves missing and accuracy. It's nuts. So we are just grinding here. Oh, it's so crazy, Brogan. Like, seriously, like, I'm impressed. Like, you hear the stories of how they got as much data as they did onto the original game cartridge, and it's ridiculous, like, the corners they cut to make it work. And now it's become a really complicated game, and like, there are some changes. This is Gen 3, and then in Gen 4, they changed how moves work from types being special or physical to certain moves being special or physical. That was a good change. But they've also changed like how EXP works. And with EXP, you now gain EXP. The amount of EXP you gain also is determined by the level of the Pokemon, of your Pokemon, not just the opponent's Pokemon, which is what it is in this game. And that really, like, complicates the whole thing. It just makes it really difficult to know what you should be doing or how you should be doing it. There we go, he's static. And so some things I really like, and then they introduce things like EVs and IVs, which are like base stats you get when the Pokemon is born. They're randomly generated, and people grind for the best ones, and you can now EV and IV train in newer games. So there's a lot of stuff where it's like, this is really cool, but it's now getting really complicated. And it's why competitive Pokemon is such a big deal, and why I've never played competitive Pokemon. I love Pokemon, and at one time in my life I was like, oh, I'm interested to do it. But the thing is, I was never good enough at the game to really understand the mechanics to such a depth where people can basically predict what damage their move is going to do. I'm so sorry for all the coughing and phlegminess of it all. It's not a good night for me. I blame the spicy food I had. Right, this is now... Yeah, this is just going to be a struggle off now. Because I've got this move. I've got to get rid of all my PP in... I should probably heal soon. I've got to get rid of all my PP for this. He's got to get rid of all his PP. Just makes your nose sweaty. Yeah, I understand that. Now, for me, it makes me really phlegmy. It, like, just coats my throat. And so when talking like this, and I've not spoken a lot today, and so my voice isn't warmed up, and so it just means that it just coats my throat, and then I try and talk, and it goes... which is less ideal. Oh, that was a critical. Okay, right, back to my bag. Potions. Where are your potions? That should do us. One of us is going to run out of moves eventually. Gosh, he keeps tackling. Yeah, this is now just a struggle off, and I've got potions. So we'll see whether we can win. Yeah, there are certain spices that do make my lips tingle, but I find that's a very particular spice. It's not like all spicy food. It is just dependent on the kind of spice, and obviously the food you're eating and how you have to eat it. Well, this is a really boring battle, so I apologize, but it's gonna... I'm determined to make this work. We will... There we go. Oh. What? His struggle is now missing. Oh, no. He's now on struggle. But his struggle's missing because of my evasiveness. I think that was something they fixed in later games. Because, like, struggle's meant to be we got to the end of the battle. And struggle, he attacks me, but he also takes damage from a struggle. And so I think they fixed it in later games where the evasiveness stat doesn't affect... Yeah, see, he's hit with recoil. But the evasiveness stat doesn't affect struggle. That should be a 100% move 100% of the time so that he just dies. Because otherwise you end up in this situation where I've raised my evasiveness so much so he's run out of moves and now he's barely hitting me. At least his struggle is hitting me actually a good fair amount of the time. I'm just powering through my Thunder Shocks. Because the thing is, struggle has infinite PP, and so you go, the fact that, like, him missing doesn't, like, punish him. Right, okay, let's go to my bag, let's heal once more. Gone through 5 potions this battle. Oh, no, not back to that. How many more we got? 7. 7 more turns, then I'm going to start struggling. He's only doing 2 damage at a time. Which, again, I can't remember if struggle in future games, they, like, removed all stats conditions for it. So, for example, like, his attack is super low right now. So, struggle is therefore still only doing, like, 2 damage. Or 2 HP. I can't remember if they removed that. So, like, in future, struggle would just do the full amount of damage. Rather than being affected by my ability. Struggle is the all, if all else fails. If you run out of moves, you struggle. And it's literally just, you have no moves left. And it's kind of the Hail Mary of, you can do some damage, but you are also going to take damage by doing it. And so I was kind of hoping that this battle would... I was kind of hoping, obviously, we could just do... There we go. So I'm now struggling, which is going to do... Yes, some good damage on him, actually. Like, I need to be careful, because otherwise I could lose damage and he could lose. But you see, because my evasiveness is not... Like, this is actually doing really good damage, because his defense is not up. But his attack is down. So I think we can win this, just us using struggle. Which is a bit of a cheesy way of doing it, but it's how... I mean, Ash is cheese. If you watch his Pokemon battles, Ash is cheese. And so I think this is a deserved victory. We were smart. We got double team. We used quick attack, and we bought potions. And like that, we have our first gym battle on the first attempt, ladies and gentlemen. And he's going to level up now. I need to check my notes and double check if there's anything in the next section that I need to be aware of. Viridian. Yeah. Cappy the bathroom before leaving. Pikachu with only. Right. The next major milestone is fighting Misty. Actually battling Misty herself. Boulder Badge. There we go. Fortunately, Pikachu still obeys me. And we were able to keep Thundershock. So that works for everyone. Or it enables you to use Flash. Yeah, that's something I didn't think about. Is the fact we are going to need Flash. Boom, baby. I mean, we can use TMs and stuff in this game. Like, I know Ash doesn't, but again, like, there are some times where you go, yeah, but Butterfree needs to learn Flash because that's going to be necessary, or something like that. There we go. We did it. Let's go and heal up because Pikachu took some hits there, and we need more PP to move on. And we can now collect our Butterfree and Pidgeotto from the PC. Which will be good, because they need to get some levels up as well for future battles. Because I think all of them are used against Misty, or is it just Butterfree? No, it's Butterfree and Pidgeotto. Oh, interesting. It is Butterfree and Pidgeotto, but no Pikachu in the gym battle. Interesting. That is going to make things tough. Right. Our Butterfree is male, so at least that's canon. Our Pidgeotto's female, but I don't know if that is canon. And our Pikachu's male, which is also canon. Let us move Pidgeotto to the front, because Pidgeotto is going to be really, really useful. Let us also save, because that's going to be... Oh, wrong one. Because that's going to be important to make sure we have saved. Cool, there we go. So I think we go over this way. Who are you? What do you want? Oh, Ash. I'm glad I caught you. I'm Professor Oak's aide. I've been asked to deliver this to you. Here you go. Running shoes! Press the B button to run, but only where there's room to run. Well, I must get going back to the lab. Bye-bye. There's a letter attached. Dear Ash. Dear Ash. Here is a pair of running shoes from my beloved challenger. Remember, I'll always cheer for you. Don't ever give up. Oh, that was from Mum. Whoopsie, I read that in Professor Oak's voice. Because it was Professor Oak's aide, so I assumed it would be Professor Oak talking. I was mistaken. Right, let's take on you then. Always good to challenge some people and grow some levels. We should be fine with a level 9 Pidgeotto. Oh, it's a level 9 Pidgey, which is interesting. Well, you're a normal. I'm going to try tackle. Okay, that should be fine. I mean, we're both basically doing the same amount of damage to one another. Now, does Gust do more? That is the question. Not really. There we go. Pidgey's down. Easy. Boom. Level 10. Because this is the thing. Catching a Pidgeotto in Viridian Forest means it's a weirdly low level for what it is. Like, Pidgey doesn't evolve until level 12? I think, or level 13? It's like low 10s. But it does mean that because we had to catch it in Viridian Forest, it's a low level. For what's Oak, I'd be wondering how he knew your shoe size. I mean, Oak's a weird dude. Like, he knows a lot about you anyway. So I wouldn't be too surprised. Right, this is going to be a bug trainer. So Pidgeotto is going to be a good shout here as well. Butterfree's kind of useless. Like, Butterfree's fine. I don't mind Butterfree because it learns like Confusion, so it gives you a psychic move early. But it's not a great Pokemon. We'll use Gust for a flying move. One hit. There we go. Easy. More experience. Pidgeotto is climbing those levels. No, we're not going to change for a Weedle. Of course not. Oh, not quite another level there, but we'll get one from this Caterpie, I'm sure. Boom. Easy. Pidgeotto taking the clean sweep. I know it's the clean sweep, but I watch too much Good Mythical Morning, and they often call it the Queen Sweep. I think because, again, they said the clean sweep, and then it was the Queen Sweep. And so that's now what they call it. And now I struggle to think of the correct version. So this is just a Rattata. Or Rattata. 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 I always called it Rattata. But I know in the show they often call it a Rattata. Depends on how many syllables. Rattata or Rattata. Like, it's all about the emphasis. Oh no, we don't really want to change. Ratatouille. Indeed. Oh, Ekans. Level 11 Ekans. Okay. Any Intimidate. That's not great. Let's Gust. See how we get on. Ooh. Okay. How's Poison Sting? Ooh, okay. Let's switch. Switch out to Butterfree. No, I don't want a summary. Why would I want a summary of my Butterfree? Send him in there. Wrap. Okay. Yeah. Which is good that we got out because we wouldn't have been able to swap with Rattata. Oh, yeah. We do have Confusion, which is strong against poison types. I should have switched from the beginning, really, but hey-ho. I'm glad I remembered to put the battle animations on. Last time we accidentally had them turned off at the start, and it's such a weird battle when you don't have the animations for the attacks. Oh, yes, Pidgeotto learned Quick Attack. Nice. Let us swap you guys around, as Butterfree now needs to grow some levels. I try and keep my Pokemon level evenly if I can. Although, that's going to be a bug trainer. Now animation becomes a Battle of the Mind. That is true. Battle of the Mind, indeed. Let's heal up. So great being able to run. It makes it so much easier. It was such like a welcome improvement to the game. I'm just going to sort these guys back just because we're about to fight another bug trainer. So I think Pidgeotto is going to be our winning card here. I mean, there's a few. So I might go through, beat all the ones with Pidgeotto, and then go on to face the other guys with Butterfree. Let's go. Easy. No, Kakuna don't scare me. Just gonna keep gusting. That's the thing. Ash would have been like so fine in these sections of the map. On his way to Cerulean City, he would have been absolutely fine. Oh no, I didn't really want to switch. My bad. And another one. Ba-ba-da-ba. Some of this music is so classic, and it's nice because it's like actually remade versions of the original themes, which is really fun. This is also really nice because this is going to get our money resources back up, because we will need Pokeballs because we need to be able to catch Pokemon when we have to catch them. Okay, another Metapod. There we are. Right, let's switch Butterfree in. Take on that girl up the top. Pidgeotto just there as our buff backup. Yep, another Rattata. Confusion. Ooh. Another Confusion. Oof. A quick attack hit hard. Ooh, okay. Ah, he's confused. He might hurt himself with Confusion next turn, if we're lucky. What's my experience with Digimon or Yu-Gi-Oh? Interesting question, sir. Nidorina. Oh, perfect. We can take this on with a Confusion. So, I have to think about this. Digimon, I grew up with. So alongside Pokemon, I did watch Digimon. I liked it. I liked the toys. I had a lot of like the eggs from the second main season, or the ones from the first one, which would transform into like the Digivolved forms. Like, so you would have a Greymon and then you could transform it into an into a Metal Greymon or whatever the next form was. Things like that. So I really liked those. I liked the toys. I liked the first 2 seasons of anime, where it was the original Digidestined and the second lot of Digidestined, where they were like the egg ones, where they had like armored Digivolve using eggs, which was interesting. After that, it kind of went off because they started talking about the cards and the card game and stuff, which no one played the card game. That was not a game people played. I had like a Digimon Tamagotchi thing at one point, which I learned recently. I actually looked into it. Ooh, I might need to sort you out. I learned recently, Digimon was never meant to be, because Digimon came out before Pokemon, but it was never designed to be a rival to Pokemon. It was instead designed to be a rival to Tamagotchi, because Tamagotchi really owned the female market, and so Digimon came in to be the male equivalent, which I thought was really interesting. But yeah, so love the TV show. I used to play Digimon Rumble Arena for the PlayStation a lot, and Rumble Arena 2, both fantastic games. I had played a few of the Digimon Worlds, which I'd be fascinated to play on stream at some point. They are weird, and I think the first one's particularly weird because they hadn't come out with the anime at that point, so no one really knew what the game was meant to be about. And so it's a mess. It is an absolute mess. But, like, the games are interesting, but they are odd. They are odd games. and they don't make sense, particularly if you're following it from an anime perspective, because the anime, they have very specific digivolutions. Not so in the actual game, they can kind of digivolve into like 4 potential options depending on various formats. So yeah, it's weird. Like it's really strange, but it's fun. So yeah, that's my experience with Digimon. But Pokemon would always have my heart. You're the worst. Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, is a different story, because Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh, I keep doing that. I keep going to press shift as the second one. So, I wasn't actually allowed Yu-Gi-Oh! Growing up, because it involved the Shadow Realm and darkness and demons and ancient mythology and stuff like that. I grew up in a Christian family, so that was very, very expected. I was not alone in that, by any means. But I later grew up, and I then did watch all the anime. Basically every season of the original Yu-Gi-Oh! I watched some of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX as well. But it wasn't as good, and then I fell off the anime wagon after GX. I played the card game. I loved the card game. I had a couple of decks. My main deck was a Dino deck, which I just loved. Like, had some really OP cards in it. If you played your cards right, it was really powerful. And so I loved the card game, playing against my brother. He had, like, Elemental Heroes. He also had, like, Blue Eye, Ultimate Dragon, and all those sort of cards. And I had this Dino deck, and I could still beat him every single time without fail. It was great. And so I sometimes think, is there a... I forget if there's a... Is there a thing up here at Pokemon Center? There is. Great. Just going to heal quickly, and then we'll go back down and face those trainers. But yeah, so I loved the card game. If you go, loved the anime, loved Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged by Little Karibo. He's still kind of making them. He actually just dropped one, like, recently, and everyone was taken by surprise because we all just kind of assumed he'd stopped. But yeah, Little Karibo and Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged is top tier stuff from an anime perspective. It is just, I love it. It's great. It's stupid. It's memey. It's like peak early YouTube. Like, a bridging series. It is just honestly fantastic. So yeah, really liked that. Okay, this is just what about. When do we need to catch a Mankey? Oh yeah, we don't catch Mankey, we catch a Primate on Route 7. I remember that. Yeah. So, what else with Yu-Gi-Oh? I think that's basically my Yu-Gi-Oh experience. I love the games. I watched the original anime and a bit of GX. Not a lot else. I played the mobile game for Yu-Gi-Oh for a while. Like Duel Links or whatever it was called. And that was fine, but I got a bit bored. Eventually, you kind of, like, find your ultimate deck and you get bored, or because they keep upgrading things and changing things, it becomes really complicated. Also, because they introduced later seasons of the game, i.e., they introduced, like, more recent versions of the anime. And in more recent versions of the anime, they have things like special summons I kind of understood, but then they had, like, XYZ summons and all these extra things that just make it really complicated if you're wanting to play old school. Because suddenly these people can, like, summon 6 monsters and attack 20 times in one turn. And you're just there like, what has just happened? And they just take you out in one turn. And it doesn't feel like a fair fight. So, yeah. There we go. That is my experience with Yu-Gi-Oh! And Digimon. But yeah, love them all growing up. Well, I say growing up. Yu-Gi-Oh! I got into as a teenager. But I enjoyed them all very much. Loved, like, this kind of mainstream anime. Oh, you freaking fairy! I did... What else did I... Like... Because, like, that was all really mainstream. Love Dragon Ball Z. Obviously, we played. Hello, Nading. Good to have you. Hope you're doing well. Call me 8. Okay, 8. No worries. That is not a problem. We can do that. But yeah, so like I'm into Dragon Ball. Obviously, we've played Dragon Ball Z on the channel before, so I'm a fan of Dragon Ball. And then like other anime, like I didn't go into. You're a mafia boss. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, and then in later. Yeah, I then later moved on to. Oh gosh, that hurts. Full Metal Alchemist was an anime I watched. That was, I want to say, less mainstream. It's kind of baby's first anime outside of the big mainstream animes that came to the West. So yeah, and I kind of I've watched bits of other animes, but I'm not a huge anime guy. Bleach, I've never watched Bleach. My brother was a huge Bleach fan. I've never watched it. Oh, well, I'm really sorry, 8, that you hate Pokemon. Because I personally love it. It's really fun. And it's a good... It's just nostalgic. And I grew up with it. So it is something I really enjoy. So, but I'm sorry that you don't. I'm trying to think what other animes there are that I have watched. Or at least watched pieces of. Steffi's got you there, right? Ah, yes, the wild battles. Oh no, Geodude, I was expecting a Zubat then, as per the expected, you know, as per what you'd expect from a cave in Pokemon. What about you, Brogan? I'm intrigued. What sort of anime are you into? Or what were your experiences with things like Digimon and Yu-Gi-Oh growing up? No, I'm not needing a certain Pokemon to show up at this point. We are just trying to get to the end of Mount Moon. So we get to the end of Mount Moon, we then get to Cerulean City, which means we are in a position to face Misty as a gym leader. We can't use Pikachu, which is a bit of a shame. But at least Misty is easier. Like, you know, having a Butterfree and a Pidgeotto is not going... she is not going to be as hard as fighting Brock with a Pikachu is, for example. Because there are items all over this place. Fair enough. Fair enough, being on the outskirts of stuff, that makes sense. Like, again, like everyone's different. Like, everyone grows up with a load of different stuff. Am I? Oh, gosh, yeah, I'm flying. I was like, oh, am I bug and psychic or am I bug and flying? I'm bug and flying. So I need to swap out to Pikachu right now. There we are. And now he's static. Like you go in Digimon, I just remember the theme songs. Yep, theme songs are bangers. That is true. Oh, of course, steel typing. Yeah, steel typing is in this game, and that is not fun. Special defense harshly fell. Is Thundershock actually going to do anything? Well, it will attack, but is it going to do it? Yeah, it does weirdly more damage. I guess because it's Magnemite's special defense is lower, and in this game, electric type moves are special. No, we'll keep it Pikachu. But Pokemon, I had a friend who had the cards. Oh, yeah, I had all the cards. I've still got them, I think, in my parents' attic. I should probably look for those, because they're probably... like, I should probably get them graded and see, like, how well I actually kept them. Because some of them I got in pretty poor condition, but the ones that I got in good condition, like, went in that case and, like, never came out. Played a few games. Borrowed diamond version for the DS. Fair enough. Is an anime challenge just using the Pokemon used in the shows. So the anime challenge we are doing, yes, is we are following the journey of Ash Ketchum and basically only fighting gyms with the Pokemon that Ash fought those gyms with. We are catching Pokemon at the times where Ash caught them, leveling them up when he evolving them when he evolved them, releasing them when he released them, fighting the Elite Four with his essentially what becomes his Elite Four team. Because he only uses 6 Pokemon throughout the entirety of his Pokemon League. And so, yeah, that's the plan. It's just going through the game. There are a couple of small exceptions, like Sabrina and Erica are the wrong way round in terms of gym battle order. But other than that, we are going through the game as if we are Ash. We have named Ash. Our rival is named Gary. We started with a Pikachu. We just beat Brock with only Pikachu. Which was a hardship. Oh, thank you, Vanessa. Appreciate you stopping by to say hello regardless. As always, appreciate it. There we are. There's the Zubats we all expected. My Butterfree has taken a hammering. And thank you for the like, Vanessa, of course. Come on, let's just one-hit confusion it. Yes. One episode of Pokemon on I had one episode of Pokemon on VHS. It was where Pikachu found like a whole family of Pikachus. Yes, that's a classic episode, and that's a classic episode because it has the song "The Time Has Come," which is a awesome and gorgeous song. And basically, yeah, it's where this was before Pichus, so there are baby Pikachus which are adorable. And then, yeah, Pikachu's doing really great with this colony, and so Ash has to like make the decision of, do I say goodbye to my one true friend in this world, or the friend that's been with me for so long? It's a very emotional episode, and that song really hammers it home. The time has come, it's for the best, I know it. Who could have guessed that you and I, somehow, someday, we have to say goodbye. Tamlink just beat an XY Nuzlocke 3 days. Well done. Well done indeed. Well done. Like, I have never attempted... Like, good for you, because I've never attempted a Nuzlocke. That would probably be... If I really enjoyed this... If I, like, enjoy this challenge, my task next time will be to try a Nuzlocke. Probably of one of the more modern games where the mechanics are a little bit more sound and make a little bit more sense. But, you know. We do not appreciate those kinds of comments. I'm so bored. Appreciate you might be bored. But we do not appreciate those kind of comments, so you have been put in a 5-minute timeout. If you carry on, I will have to ban you. That is how this works. Had an attack nature Moxie Crocodile with... Oh, mate! That is good. Like, I don't know whether that was luck or whether that was you purposely grinding for skill, but man... I mean, it was Nuzlocke, so you couldn't have grinded. So, yeah, that's just very good luck. That's great. Well done. Like, that's really going to help you with those attacks. Like, I don't know, again, why I'm not great with competitive Pokemon. I'm not super knowledgeable. This game is super nostalgic for me, but I'm not super knowledgeable when it comes to things like how the natures work to give you better stats. That is just something I'm not super familiar with. Not that I'm opposed to becoming familiar with it. I'm just not familiar with it as of now. There we go. Oh, Leech Life. Mods, if you would be so kind, actually. I can't shoot those comments. Fine. Level 16. There we go. Bald man up the top here. I'm just going through and leveling up because we might as well make sure everything is like leveled up. There's no reason for us to like rush through the cave. Let's quick attack you. You're level 10. Not super familiar with it either. I just looked up the nature. It said, and the summary it said attack plus special attack down. Fair enough. So I may just need to do that. Like, this is why I wish I had a third monitor, because I've got my over here is my OBS and my chat. This is then the game. I wish I had another one here where I could have, like, things that I'm Googling. I will need to have a look as to whether you are a YouTube mod or not, Steffi. I know you are on some of my other platforms, but I forget if I put you on there. But it's fine. I wonder how long it took you to come up with the original Pokemon. It took them. I did know this. Oh, you're just here. Fine. I did know. It was something like 7 years they were working on the original Pokemon. I don't know if that... Obviously, it didn't take 7 years necessarily to design all 150 Pokemon. But it took them 7 years to make the game. Or something like that. It was a crazy high number compared to video games these days. And then... I also seem to remember looking at it... I love looking at like the beta sprites for like original sprites that got leaked, because Squirtle, Wartortle had a different evolution, and Blastoise was the full evolution of a different Pokemon. Like Blastoise was a 2-step evolution, then they had a different evolution for Wartortle. That's why Blastoise and Wartortle don't look the same or don't look similar. It's really strange, but like looking at that, you go, wow, that's cool to see like designs that could have been, but like, you know, didn't come to fruition. And I totally understand why they may not have come to fruition. It makes sense. But it's just so interesting to look at it and go, wow, that's a cool design still. That's how long it took Elden Ring to come out. Yeah, well, exactly. Elden Ring is one of those few, and the developers of Elden Ring are like the few developers that go, we are going to take 5 to 7 years to make this game happen. It's why I'm intrigued. Like, we just finished Horizon Forbidden West on the channel. And I'm really intrigued because that took about 5 years to get the next game to release, or the sequel to release. So I'm intrigued as to whether it takes another 5 years to get a sequel released, or whether it's going to be quicker or more, or what. Game development is fascinating, but I always think better to, particularly with franchises that have real staying power, better for them to take their time and produce something that everyone's proud of, and that's really a strong game, so that you don't have any, you know, regrets, any issues, any bugs, rather than rushing a game because you set an arbitrary deadline and then having to, you know, fix the game later. And so many games get fixed, quote unquote, later, but by the time they get fixed, it's too late. Like No Man's Sky. So No Man's Sky, I appreciate there's a lot of stuff going on with the devs behind the scenes, and they're working really hard to like keep the game fixed, but the problem is it's too late. It's just taking too long. You know, it took too long. Oh, wow, still more battles on this one floor. Good. That's how I'm hoping Silksong is going to be. Silksong? I've not heard of Silksong. What is that for? What platform is that for? Or is it an old game that I've just not heard of? It may just not have crossed my circle, but I'm unaware of Silksong. Yeah, well, quick attack. Ooh, good one. It's Hollow Knight 2. Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah. So I followed Hollow Knight vaguely. I was then very much aware of the controversy that came around game theory and the Hollow Knight theory that they did. So I'm vaguely aware of it through that. I never played it myself personally. I'd maybe intrigued to try it. That sort of game is not typically my style of game, but it looks interesting. Yeah, it does kind of... Yeah, you're totally right. You have absolutely nailed it, Brogan. It sucks that we have to... Nowadays, we expect games to come out quicker, but therefore for them to be released badly with a ton of bugs. It's like, I'm really worried. Now, anyone who knows me will know, I am a fan of Sonic. Sonic the Hedgehog, I am a fan. I loved Sonic Adventure. I love Sonic Adventure 2. Loved those games. Great games. Really solid games. The difficulty is with those games, since Sonic Adventure 2, and even those aren't great games, but like no one's ever done a Sonic game right. And Sega, for Sonic Frontiers, which is coming out this year, which I will be playing and hopefully will be playing on the channel on stream, should be fun. They are just going... They took two approaches. They first said, we want good reviews. And I'm like, okay, you want good reviews, so make a good game. Don't be like, I want good reviews, regardless of the quality of the game. That doesn't... Oh. That doesn't make sense. I didn't realize that was a thing I could do. So that doesn't make sense. But then secondly, don't, like, the second thing they then did, which I couldn't believe they did, was that when reviews did start coming out, because people like saw the IGN footage, which they provided IGN, people then started being like people obviously were just like, this game looks unfinished, this looks messy, what the heck is this? It doesn't make sense, and I agreed with them. And then people are going, and then they're sitting there going, oh, you just don't understand. And I'm like, that is not the attitude. If we don't understand, it's because you've not shown us what we need to understand. If we're saying the game looks unfinished, it looks unpolished, it looks unfocused, either you haven't shown us a game which is bug-free and like good and working, or we're totally on the money and you just can't get over that. And I think that this is the problem that Sega has faced, is they keep trying to innovate, but they never actually innovate in a way that works. Sonic, and yeah, Brogan, you're right. Sonic Frontiers looks really, really off. Like, I've seen the levels, the actual levels you get, and those look all right. Those look like fun Sonic games. The thing that bothers me is the overworld, where I'm basically playing a weird version of Breath of the Wild when Sonic has combat. And you're like, they've tried combat with Shadow. They've given Shadow the Hedgehog combat in various games. It never works as well as you think it's going to work. It just isn't Sonic. It feels like another game that they've then thrown Sonic onto. And Tamlink, sorry, GTA 6 is going to have 1 million bugs. Yeah, I see that happening. Like, are they working on GTA 6? Because GTA 5 has been around a long time at this point. Because of all the role-playing stuff that's happening on streams, it kind of has just kept going. Shadow did have a gun. So, yeah. So, the combat stuff came later. Shadow had a gun in Shadow the Hedgehog. Then they brought him back in Sonic 06. And they didn't give him a gun, but they did give him vehicles with guns. And they gave him combat. So, when he would home attack, you would home attack and then do, like, some karate kicks. And it was fine when you had enemies that took more than one homing attack to kill. But it was weird. Yeah, this is the thing, is I worry because I know like GTA 5 is now getting a PS5 update release, and you just sit there and go, do we need that? At this point, this game is now however many years, it's so old, and yet you sit there and go, at this point, should we not, like, it's almost 10 years old, I think, if not 10 years old. It's like, should we not just be going on and going, you know what, GTA 5 is a finished piece now, it is done, let us just focus on GTA 6. Because I've never played a GTA game, and I'd be intrigued to play one, but I don't want to jump into GTA 5 now. One, because the story's old, and I'd want to do, like, the story on stream. So the story's old and not needed. It's pointless. And, yeah, 2010, so it's 12 years old. That's an old game. Like, I get it. Some games like that are kind of, like, evergreen to a certain degree. And we're talking about games taking a long time. 12 years is a long time before GTA 6 comes out. Do we know if it's due out at any point, or if they're even working on it? Because I've wondered this myself. When is GTA 6 coming? But we just don't have anything. Because I remember watching Smosh Games back in the day, and that's old as well. Like old Smosh Games, and watching Smosh Games do their weird GTA 5 maps, and it was kind of early role playing, where they would do challenges and do weird things, and that was it was always hilarious. I thought it was great. It came out in 2013. Fair enough. Kingdom Hearts 3, yeah, that was what? Over 15, that was almost 15 years? That was almost 15 years for, yeah, almost 15 years for Kingdom Hearts, I think. Kingdom Hearts 3. And that game wasn't buggy. There were some frame rate issues, to be sure. Like, it wasn't perfect, but it wasn't super buggy. The problem with Kingdom Hearts was the story, despite having 15 years to work on. Yeah, despite having like 15 years to work on it, the story suffered massively. And now they've announced Kingdom Hearts 4, and we're like, Square Enix, you need to learn to stop announcing things when they're like 15 years away from actually being made. Paul from June 16 says GTA 6 won't be here until 2025. I mean, that makes sense. So 2025, so yeah, we still got like 3 years until that comes out, which makes sense. So I'm not totally surprised by that. There we go, some confusion. So yeah, either way, 2013 or 2010, but I think it's 2010. It's an old game. Like, it's not new by any stretch. Oh, the panic-inducing sounds of low health Pidgeotto. Should probably try and switch back to... Where are we at? You're both quite low health, really. Let's switch over to Pikachu. Get you kind of leveling up a little bit as well. Gosh, there's just... The Mount Moon is so big. And the problem is it's so hard to remember where you're supposed to be going. I might actually need to, like, look at a map and figure out where I'm supposed to go. Yeah, so I agree with you, Brogan. Like, a PS4 update, because that was quite a big jump in hardware. What was it? But I think just given when it came out, when the PS4 and 5 came out, and like the longevity of it as a franchise, yes, those PS4. But now we're getting to the point. Again, if they're saying it's not coming until 2025, then the PS5 update might be necessary, because that means it's like a good 3 or 4 years without an update. So that could be important. But in saying that, I don't know. I also sit there and go, could you not just make it arrive faster? Like, if you didn't focus on having a PS5 update. But Rockstar Games is pretty big. I guess they could split the teams, don't they? Just to one to update the game, and then the other to move on to the new game, I guess. While that 2013 is nearly 10 years ago. Yeah, well, I mean, I finished school in 2012. I went to university in 2012. So I'm 10 years out of the mandatory education system. It's crazy. So just so everyone's clear, I have no idea where I am. We probably should go back and heal at some point, because otherwise I think we are going... Oh gosh, Pikachu's paralyzed. It's going to be a problem. Finished middle school in 2013. Gosh. Do I have an escape route? I don't have an escape rope, I think is what you're referring to. I do not. I probably should have done. That would have been the smart thing to do. I do not have that. So I'm going to kind of struggle through. Figure it out. It's fine. I vaguely know where I am, to the point where I could probably get out if I needed to. And head back to the Pokemon Center. It's just annoying because, yeah, I don't think could I buy an escape rope at the town? Would it let me? I'm not sure escape rope came up. It might have done. Lewis, thank you for the like, sir. Good to have you. Oh, that is a Team Rocket person. Not really ready to fight you. I might go out and heal. If we go out and heal, I'm actually just going to run for now. Let's head out. Actually, I probably could have just killed him with a Thunder Shock, but hey ho. Because I might have a Repel, which I could use. We'll see. There we go. Because now I think I just have to go back down. And I'm like back at... Oh no, I'm not quite back at the beginning. I'm nearly there, but I can see the sign for like being back at the beginning. So I'm close by. So we go down there, we'll heal. And then we'll head for some rocket grunts and see what we can take. Thanks for the leech life. Let us Thunder Shock you now. You're not dumb, Tamling. Autocorrect is dumb. That is my My blame. Always and forever. Yeah, I definitely want to repel to get back to this point. For sure. There we go. Zubats are at least easy when you've got Pikachu. You just Thundershock them. Dyslexics unite. Absolutely. Absolutely. Dyslexia sucks. It makes my job very, very hard. We're leveling up quite fast, though. I forgot, and you've got to consider it as well. We've leveled up quite quickly because Pidgeotto is now like level 18. And we had to grind Pikachu quite a lot to get him to the level, to level 15 for the gym battle. All the Zubats. Because, yeah, I kind of want to make sure that Butterfree and Pidgeotto are good levels, because they're the ones that are going to have to fight Misty, and I don't really want to have to grind on that end unnecessarily. Oh my gosh. Just paralysis is what's doing it, because it now means that I'm struggling to... I'm slowed down, so I can't get the first move off. Flinched again? Why did I flinch? And we survived. Wonderful. Healing time. It's very strange not having a full party at this point in the game. By this point in the game, I'd have normally got a full party because I'd have, like, the Pokemon I've got with my starter Pidgey. I'd normally have caught, like, a Mankey. We found a Clefairy in this cave. I'd probably caught a Paris and a Clefairy. Oh, yeah, we want to check. Do we have a Repel? Oh, I do have an escape rope. My bad. And I don't have a Repel, so that's fun. See, that's just smart marketing. Having a Pokemon Center right next to the dangerous place. That's just smart marketing. So I'm running from most of these battles just because... Like, Zubats are fine, because I can one-hit them. But there are others which are a pain, and I don't really want to try and take them out. The Poké Center, for sure, has a monopoly on the market. Well, this is the interesting thing. So you go, Pokemon Centers. In modern games, I agree with you. Because in this game, other than the supermarkets, the Pokemart has definitely got a monopoly, because it owns and pays for everything. Or it owns like every market, and you pay for it. Because in Pokemon Ruby and stuff, they actually had like stalls in other markets to buy other things, which I always thought was really interesting, because it then means you're diversifying the economy, and no one has a monopoly. Whereas Pokemon Centers, as they currently are in this game and in most of the games, you don't pay for anything in a Pokemon Center. It is all free. You can rest up at the top. You can trade. You can. You know, it's basically the NHS, you know, National Health Service. So anyone can go in for free. And like in the anime, they talk about it. It's the fact that they can literally go and lodge at a Pokemon Center like a hostel. And they don't pay anything. It's free. It's only then in modern games where they have combined the Pokemon Center and the Pokemart that you suddenly go, hang on, now this is a problem. Because now they have monopolized... They have absorbed a for-profit business and now make all the money. Now, you could argue that healing your Pokemon is still free. So, because healing your Pokemon is still free, they had to absorb, like, the Pokemon as one of their properties so that they could invest that money, you know, subsidize themselves. Because, you know, healing Pokemon and letting people stay there and heal and use the PC and stuff without charging them costs a lot of money. So the Pokemon was a way to subsidize that, which is, I suppose you could argue, but it also does make it a for-profit business, which means it's no longer a charity or a government-run business, which therefore means, yeah, basically means it is a problem in terms of being a monopoly. New game theory video on how much money Pokemon centers make. It's an interesting idea. I don't know how you'd measure it, because yes, you've got the Pokemon, but like, I would often go through games, and other than occasionally maybe buying Pokeballs, I would never use a Pokemon. Just because I was that was the kind of game the way I played the game. Yeah, so I don't know how you would measure how much Pokemon centers make. It is an interesting idea looking at like, oh look, this is a monopoly. That's interesting. I just wouldn't know what the so what is, what the angle is on that. It's an interesting idea looking at Pokemon centers in that way. Yeah, Butterfree is really underleveled compared to the other two now. Hopefully this should be good for it. Oh, nice. Hit yourself with confusion if you don't. If I can't. Yes, come on. Hit yourself, hit yourself, hit yourself. Dang it. It's only sound attack. That's fine. Well, it's not great, but it's fine. What game should I Nuzlocke next? What regions have you done? Have you only done X and Y? Or are there other ones you have done? Poison powder. Yes, please. Get rid of... what is string shot? Run by string. Slows the speed. I'm not bothered by the speed. XY is your first. Ever. Okay. So, it depends on if you want a similar experience or a more difficult experience. If you want a similar experience, you could try and Nuzlocke, say, the more recent games of like Sword and Shield or Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. If you wanted a challenge, you could always go for, or a slightly less challenge, but still challenging. Black and White would be good, or Diamond and Pearl would be good. If you want difficult, you want to go with one of the first 3 gens. Either Ruby and Sapphire, which I personally love, or you do Gold and Silver or Red and Blue. Because Red and Blue is tricky because the mechanics are broken. Like, Ghost type is weak to Psychic. There are glitches in how some of the moves work, so that's tricky. I think Ruby and Sapphire is the most complete OG Pokemon game in the sense that mechanics will work and are fine, but like I'm playing Gen 3 here, and you have to consider the fact that you don't have like IVs and EVs. You have to consider or I don't think you do anyway. You have to consider the fact that moves aren't special or physical based on the move. They are physical or special based on the type. So all electric type attacks, regardless of if they are like Thunder Punch or Thunder Shock, are special. Whereas a bug type move is always physical. And so that makes it a bit of a challenge. So Ruby and Sapphire would be a good one, or Emerald, if you want a challenge. I could recommend that to you if you would like a challenge. Gen 6. Which one was Gen 6? Gen 6 was X and Y, wasn't it? X and Y was Gen 6. Was it? Yeah. Yeah, because then Gen 7 was Sun and Moon. So you could do Sun and Moon. It would be about as much of a challenge as... Oh, Alpha Sapphire. So, yes, you could. If you want the same level of challenge, then Alpha Sapphire would work, for sure. I don't think it would be more difficult than what you've done with X and Y. Purely because they fixed, like, it's still playing with a lot of the modern mechanics of Pokemon. Whereas if you go back to Gen 3, the original Ruby and Sapphire, it's much harder as a Nuzlocke because the mechanics are different. You have to like relearn mechanics. But Alpha Sapphire is a good... Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby are good games. They are... That and like Heart Gold and Soul Silver are definitely the best remakes we've seen. I mean, Fire Red and Leaf Green was fine. Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl was awful. But this was a good... Like, Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby are good remakes, for sure. And you'd have a good time playing them. Because it's got more modern mechanics. I just have found since... I think it's since Black and White 2. Or Black and White even. Pokemon has gotten too easy. And so I find a lot of the modern games are too easy. And that's my problem. Their naming conventions. The naming conventions are interesting because they've changed around a lot. Like they used to always be colors. Then they started going into X and Y and Sword and Shield. Sun and Moon as opposed to colors. And now they're going back to colors. Because the new games that are coming out are Scarlet and Violet, which are just, again, what I find funny, are just versions of Red and Blue. When in doubt, and Ruby and Sapphire was the same. It was like, oh, we're going to slightly change the color convention, but it's still going to be Red and Blue, essentially. And Gold and Silver even still are like a blue, a kind of cold metallic and a warm metallic. And it's just like, yep, we'll just stick with Red and Blue, basically, the whole time. And I am very, very intrigued to see the new game. Oh, we got to the end of... this place. I did not anticipate that. But yeah, I very much am looking forward to Scarlet and Violet. For sure. And these fossils, and they're both mine. I don't think they are. Grab her! Well, that's fine, because you're a poison type, so confusion for you, sir. Oh, very good. Oh, yes. Come on, hurt yourself with confusion. Yeah, I used to... Oh, that was close. If they had used disable, that would have been bad. Easy. New level for that. Nice, nice, nice. Stun Spore. I reckon... Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, dang it. My thing didn't keep up. Oh, bah. That's not great. Oh, my flipping analog didn't keep up with me. That's really annoying. Because I really wanted Poison Powder. Poison Powder is way more useful than Stun Spore. Oh, that's so annoying. That is so annoying. Like, it's not the end of the world, because I don't think we're actually... how long do we have Butterfree for? When do we get rid of Butterfree? I mean... we release Butterfree by Lavender Town, so it's not going to be that long, and we are going to get better Pokemon anyway. Minor Pan... like, it's annoying, because Poison Powder would have been really useful against Misty. So I'm really annoyed that my analog stick... I was trying to go down one and my game kind of froze and didn't keep up. And so it took my A input, but not my down input. Because I was going to get rid of Harden. That was my plan. But hey-ho, I mean, Paralysis is still somewhat useful. So we can at least paralyze our opponents to slow them down. And potentially mean they miss an attack every now and again. Just Poison Powder is really useful. Because Poison Powder allows us to... you know, mean they hurt a Pokemon. We are going to get Sleep Powder, though. Which is going to... because I would have preferred to have Sleep Powder and Poison rather than Stun Powder and Sleep Powder. What is this? Do I want the Helix Fossil? Yes, of course. Praise Lord Helix. 100% want the Helix Fossil. Great. Thanks, dude. Appreciate it. I do miss this, and this is kind of... because I considered doing this playthrough as Pokemon Yellow. To hopefully more closely mirror Ash. But I was like, that game is quite old. And would be trickier to do. For the mechanic reasons I've kind of talked about. It would be hard. But I also think it would be tricky from the perspective of Like, but I miss the fact because in that you actually get Jesse and James to fight, which I always thought was really fun, that you could fight Jesse and James. And we're out. There are dudes here, and these guys are move shooters, I think. Yeah, these guys like teach you. You can get mega punch and mega kick so early. No. So Jesse and James came from the anime first. So Jesse and James. So I see. Sorry, I see the confusion. So Jesse and James were created for the anime. But Pokemon Yellow was released as a special edition version of Pokemon Red and Blue, or Red, Green and Blue in Japan. The reason for that and the point of it was to basically be like, hey, we want, like, the anime's gone to the West and become super popular. We need to release something that's going to be really popular to those audiences. And so people that have discovered Pokemon through the show need to now be able to discover the games and play the games. That was kind of the intention. And so Pokemon Yellow was made, so the main character got a Pikachu, it followed you around, wouldn't go inside the Pokeball, and a number of things like that, where it was just like, yeah, you need to be able to do this. And so they included Jesse, James, and Meowth, and changed some of the battles so that it more closely reflected the anime. So Jesse and James weren't in the games first, they were in the anime, but they were then added to the games first. Butch and Cassidy, on the other hand, were from the games, because if you look at their sprite design, they are very, very similar to the sprite design of the gold and silver rocket grunts, because the female rocket grunts have that big hair that Cassidy has, the big orange hair. Now I'm trying to remember something. What happens here? What do I need to catch? So it just says beat Misty. So I have to go to Bill first before I can beat Misty, right? Before I beat Misty, I have to go to Bill. But on those routes, I have to go back to those routes after beating Misty, because those routes are actually where Ash gets his Bulbasaur, his Charmander, and his Squirtle. And yeah, and this is where I remembered I should have saved. I should be saving way more than I am. I should have definitely saved before the sleep spore issue. Oh, that's not a good matchup. I forgot he launched with a level 17 Pidgeotto. Let's get Pikachu. No, I don't want your summary. Get in here. Yeah, we'll have a full squad very, very soon. Because the whole thing is, in the anime, Ash then catches a Krabby, but because he's got a party of 6, suddenly he's like, it like disappears, and he's like, what happened? And everyone's like, oh, it goes to Professor Oak. That's just like how this works, because you've already got 6, and you can only have 6 in a party. Again, a weird thing that makes no sense in the anime, but makes sense in the games from a mechanic standpoint. Like, they can't just give you all these Pokemon. Oh, really? Come on. Take him out. Oh, no. Okay, we have a quick attack, though. Yeah, baby. Buffer grew some levels from that. Nice. Learn Sleep Powder. There we go. Right, let's be careful. Let's actually get rid of Harden this time. There we go. Sleep Powder at least is going to be helpful because it's going to put them to sleep for several turns. So it's a Caterpie, did it say, I think? It's a Pidgeotto. Let's go. Oh no, Rattata. Okay, well this is still fine. My only concern now is his Squirtle, because my Pikachu's at quite low health. There we go, Squirtle. I am going to send out Pikachu. Because hopefully I'm quicker than the Squirtle. We are both level 18, so we're evenly matched. Yes, I am faster. So Thundershock should do a ton of damage. Not quite as much as I'd like. Oh, withdraw. Interesting. So that's going to up your defense, but not your special defense, which is what you needed to do. Or your special, I should say. Didn't up your special, which is the thing that you're now weak against. Water gun. Okay, this could do me in. Yeah. That was going to be a powerful attack. I saw that coming. But instead, so that's fine. We're just going to use Butterfree to get the finishing blow, because that will give you some really good levels. We'll use Confusion. Just be safe. Abra. Interesting. Because Abra only has teleports. That's a strange choice. Although it's level 16, so why haven't you evolved it into Kadabra? It evolves at levels... Is it 16 or 18? I was sure it was 16, but it might be 18. Yeah, actually, I think it is 18 for Kadabra. And I think actually Pidgeotto is a level 18 evolution, to be fair. Boom. Nailed it. Guess what? I went to Bill's and got him to show me a rare Pokemon. Then I added lots of pages to my Pokedex. After all, Bill's world famous, a Pokemaniac. Yeah! Because he's like, yeah, he's like, what is it, Gary? Yeah, come on, Ash. He invented Pokemon the storage system. Since you're using the system, you should go thank him. Well, I better get rolling. Smell you later. Oh, and then he comes back. Oh, yeah, right. I feel sorry for you. No, really. You're always plotting behind me. So here, I'll give you a little present as a favor. Fame checker? Chatty gossip. A chatty gossip like you? That thing's perfect. I don't need it because I don't give a hoot about it. Alright, now I really am gone. Smell you later. Sure, why not? Let's heal up our Pikachu-y boy. Dun, 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 da, 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 da. So here we now are going to get a ton of leveling done. Pidgeotto should go front because this is a bug trainer. So we're going to get a ton of levels from this bridge, which is really helpful. And then, yeah, we just need to get to Bill. Oh, there is one other item I changed. I forgot about this. There was an item I changed because we need to catch a Krabby basically at Bill's. We need to catch a Krabby. Later, we need to get the other 3 first. But we have to catch a Krabby. The only way to get a water Pokemon this early in the game is with a Pokerod. However, you can't get the Pokerod until way, way later. And so I adjusted one of the items to be the old rod, so I can get the rod early and catch a Krabby. And that is what the only item edit I think I made. Easy. Oh, I should have changed back to cat peep. Oh well, we can switch in the middle of the battle. It's fine. Ah, yes, you're a Pidgey actually, so it's probably a good idea I didn't start with that one. There we are, lovely. Oddish. Yeah, we can switch to Oddish because that is part poison type. So that'll work. Yeah, there we are. And it's confused. We're getting some good confusion rates here. Come on, hit yourself. Why are you punching yourself? Oh, I shouldn't have used confusion. That was a waste. Oh, well. Got too eager in my button mashing. Now, we'll stick with Butterfree for Bellsprout. You're curious how long it took me. So I didn't watch them all in one go, admittedly, because that would have been insane. I basically was watching them on and off for about 3 months or 2.5 months. Because I remember in March I submitted my outline to Theorist to basically be like, hey, I've watched everything now. This is where we're at. And then the episode went live in like April. So it was about 2 months of watching this whenever I had days off, because I was freelance at the time. So I'd often have days where I just like, I'm not actually doing anything today. And so instead of, well, doing nothing, I would watch the anime like for 8 hours a day. Which would get you through what? If they're about 20 episodes each. Well, 20 minutes an episode. 3 episodes an hour. So 3 times 8 is 24. So I was only getting through about 24 a day at that sort of rate. So it took a while. Like, admittedly, I say 24 a day. I then did start kind of cheating a little bit. I put things onto 1.5 times speed, because it then meant that things which would take 20 minutes only took 15 minutes. And so I could get 4 in an hour, which suddenly meant I was watching in 8, I was then watching 36 episodes a day. And so in 10 days, I'd watched 360 episodes. And therefore, you only basically have to double that. So it took me about it would take me 28-hour days of work to make that happen, essentially. But it took a long time. And obviously, you would then have to pause it as well, because I needed to make note of the time code so that the editors knew this is when this attack happens or this battle happens. It's this episode, this day, this time. So I was literally, like, my spreadsheet was immense. So I had all the time codes, the episodes, the seasons. I had to make note of what route they were on. I had to make note of what level the Pokemon was likely to be. And my spreadsheet, it was seriously huge. It was massive. And I'm still proud of it to this day, because it was like the biggest spreadsheet I'd ever worked on. It was just massive. And then obviously I had the movies as well, which were a little bit longer. So I had to work on those too. And yeah, it was just a lot, because I had to then go through the games and go, right, this should be roughly this route, based on the fact they're traveling between this city and this city. This episode happens in the middle, so they're on this route. Right, what is the average wild or the median level that a wild Pokemon could be at? Or what is the average level of the trainer Pokemon on this route? Therefore, this Pokemon is going to be this route. And then you had like outliers like Ash's Charmander evolves into a Charmeleon, then a Charizard within like 3 episodes, I think. And so you have to go, well, I'm going to guess this Charmeleon, therefore, is like the middle, because Pikachu kills Charmeleon at one point. And it's like, I guess this one is like, it's not 18, because that's when or 16, that's when it evolves the first time, and then it evolves at level 36. So I guess it's level 26 then? I guess? As a level? And like, so some of it was estimation. And we were very clear, actually, when we did the episode, that there were some estimates. So like, and the other one that was really hard was Team Rocket, because they kept using the same Pokemon for region after region after region. Very hard to determine what level they were. It was nice when they got rid of like Weezing and Ekans and got their new ones, because you could then reset the level count. But Meowth was tricky, because Meowth kept showing up, kept fainting, and yet was back from the old days. But obviously level progression gets higher, so I kind of had to guesstimate what I reckoned it would be based on like how many levels Pikachu had grown. And we did say at the end, we actually went through and went, look, even if you take out the guesstimates that we've had to do for like Team Rocket, the outcome only changes by about 2 levels. So the outcome was Pikachu, by the time he fights Snivy in the Black and White arc at level, when Snivy's level 5 and he loses, he's level 61. If you took out our guesstimations of Team Rocket, it was still level 59. It wasn't like we had estimated so much that it really threw off the math. And so that's what happened. He was level 59 or 61. And so we were able to do the stats on like best case scenario versus worst case scenario. If we assume Pikachu is the lowest level and this Snivy has like the best IVs and EVs that a Snivy could possibly have, there's still no way, because it's a level 60 Pokemon versus a level 5 Pokemon. It's a no-brainer, and yet it's just that thing of Ash is just that. But I also went through it, and our little twist at the end was that it's not actually Pikachu's fault. It's that Ash is just a really bad trainer. Like, he had, because at the beginning, he's like a level 15, 20, 30 Pikachu fighting level 70 Dragonites and winning. So that's, like, crazy. And it's like, it seems that Ash is actually, like, maybe he is a good trainer. Like, maybe he is. But then he lost it into level 5 Snivy, and he called a grass type a water type. Like, he's just dumb. He just got, like, it's probably more likely that he got lucky against, those ones where he was, like, a level 30 and the opponents were level 70. It's more likely he got lucky and just wore them down over time, as opposed to actually being skilled. He is finally champion of the Alola region, although we did also point out the fact he won the Orange Island League. Like, he was the Orange Island champion. But everyone forgets that because it wasn't like a traditional Elite Four or a traditional Pokemon League. And so everyone just like throws it off and goes, no, he's the champion of Alola. And obviously in the new season, they're focusing heavily on Alola. Orange Island isn't counted in the new seasons where they have all the champions, which is really sad and really annoying. And so, yeah, that's kind of how they've done that. And so, yeah, we were able to make jokes about that, and it was all fun. This level of research is insane and really cool. Yeah, working for theorists is good fun when you have to do that level of research. Like, with the benefit I had with that was I had the time. I don't often have nearly as much time to do that level of research anymore, which is sad because I really enjoy it. But it's just, you know, we've got to churn out more videos. And as I'm now the creative director and head writer, I basically have to write out episodes much more rapidly. So it happens, but it's good fun. And I would encourage anyone, if you enjoy doing that level of research, to do it. Like, to do it. Have fun. Make a post on the Game Theory subreddit, because we do look for those, and we look and see in people who are willing to put in that effort and want to audition. So if you're up for doing that, it's always fun, and I always recommend people do, because it's how we found some of our best writers, is doing that. Great. Thanks, I guess. Pokemon trainer here. Whoa. This has been a battle-heavy stream we have done. I mean, it's good. Like, we've made some good progress. We are now in Cerulean. We're heading to Bill's. We beat Brock first time, which I was not expecting. Like, yeah, we might have cheesed it a tad, but we beat him nonetheless with Pikachu and only Pikachu, and we didn't have to get to level 35, which is what we expected. Supersonic. Yeah, it's a little slow, so like, I'm doing that, and I thought it would go twice, and it went once. Supersonic. The user generates sound waves that confuse the foe. No, I am not. Actually, you know what? I am. I'm going to get rid of paralysis. I'm going to have Supersonic to confuse the opponent. So already it's made up for Poison Powder, because I probably would have had to get rid of Poison Powder anyway. Yeah, lots of intense battles. It's been good. None of them have been super challenging. Brock was challenging, but that was more a battle of will than it was about anything else. Boom. Critical hit on the Ekans. See, all of our Pokemon are now about level 18, which is good. Ooh, attract. Nice. So we now have to get through this section. He will notice me from there. Fine. I wonder... They do have double battles in this game, because they introduced double battles in Ruby and Sapphire. So I think there are double battles here. Oh, you're a fighting type. That is a mistake. I always used to think that Machop was a rock type because, one, it's a rock type in the card game because there isn't a fighting type, but two, it looks like rocks, and often the mountain climbers who often were rock type trainers would have Machops. So I always thought it was a rock type for the longest time. Oh, I didn't really want to sleep powder, but hey, it hit, so it's now going to be asleep. Fine. Again, it's me being too quick on my analogs. Oh, yeah, there we go. Critical hit. Hiker, sorry, not mountain climber. Do we get noticed by both or just the one? No, just the one. Oh, that was a good place quick attack on his part. Okay, I'm actually going to switch. We're going to switch to Pikachu because you need some leveling. I try to keep their levels relatively consistent. There will be times where that changes. So, for example, there is a time that will be coming where we have to level up Charmander to evolve really quickly to Charizard. Super, super quickly. And that's going to be a pain when that happens. Because you have to, like... It may... Well, I mean, to be fair, we're already at level 18. So if we catch a Charmander... At this point, it should already be evolving, but we have to stop it evolving until we get to the point where Charmander should evolve into Charmeleon. Okay, let us switch you around. Let's put Pikachu up front. Oh, no, not an Onyx. Oh, gosh, that's an Onyx. Okay, switching you out. I was not quite expecting an Onyx. Let's get Pidgeotto out. I mean, you're still weak against Rock, which is not great. But it's only using Tackle, so we're fine. Let's try Gust. It's a physical move, so his defense is still really high. But it's still not very effective. Fine. Right now, Onyx is my nightmare, but then we're going to get a Squirtle and a Bulbasaur, and we're going to be fine. Because, yeah, in this game, you've already... In Pokemon Yellow, by this point, you've already got a Charmander. Because you get Charmander after beating Brock, you get Bulbasaur after beating Misty, and you get Squirtle after beating Lieutenant Surge. And again, that was one of the things they added to Pokemon Yellow to try and make it more like the anime, so that you could have all three starters and Pikachu like Ash did. Except you get them in a weird order, because actually he gets them all before fighting Lieutenant Surge. The reason he doesn't use them against Surge is because it's a one-on-one, and it's like Pikachu versus Raichu, and it becomes that battle of brawn. Gosh, this is tough, man. I mean, Pidgeotto falls, it's fine. Rock throw. Oh, gosh, yeah, that's me down. Right, let's get Butterfree in. You're low health as well, which is not great. But Confusion, if we're faster, which we should be, Confusion should do a lot of damage because it is special. There we are. Boom. Might go back and heal. Might just quickly go back and heal. Rather than cause Pidgeotto and Butterfree to lose out on levels because they faint. I would like you to heal my Pokemon, yes. Because that's the thing, in the very first games, Red and Blue, it wasn't like a pink-haired Nurse Joy. It was just a random woman, you know, behind the desk. It was the same woman every time, but it was just a random woman. And then the anime came out and they went, oh no, Pokemon centers are all run by Nurse Joys, because they were kind of playing on the anime trope of, or the RPG trope of, it's the same person every one. So they went, yeah, they're all Nurse Joys. So they're all Nurse Joys, and not only are they all Nurse Joys, but they're all siblings and stuff like that, which is weird. And therefore, in every game after that fact, they've never called them Nurse Joy, I don't think, other than in Pokemon Yellow. I think in that they called them Nurse Joys, otherwise they're just called Nurse. But they're always pink-haired nurses that look like Nurse Joy, and the Nurse Joys in the anime are often dressed to look like the Nurse Joys we see in the games. So, but that all came after the anime, because the anime was so influential to bringing Pokemon to the West. Like, it came to the West and Pokemon the games were popular, do not get me wrong, but they became so much more popular with the introduction of the anime, because it meant kids like myself were watching that, are a bit young maybe to play the games at first, but knew the franchise. Can we get to Bill? Probably not. What are you? We'll Thundershock you. Go with some special, because you're a physical attacker. Or a physical typing. Let's go for another Thundershock. Peck. It was so weird that Nidorans had Peck. I always thought that was really weird, because again, Peck, it was given Peck because in the original game, Peck was a normal type move. It was then turned into a flying type move later, but Pokemon like Nidoran kept it. I'm going to switch to you, because you can then use yours Confusion, which is going to be super effective. So I went around just because, again, I've got Pikachu up front at the minute, and the hiker is likely to be using rock type, so I don't particularly want to have my Pikachu out for that. But Pikachu for this is fine. Tail Whip. Oh, Hyper Fang. That's a really powerful move at this point in the game. Hyper Fang and Super Fang are like deadly combos. What was like such a big brain move I saw? That was it. It was a level 1 Pokemon beat a level 100 Arceus. It was nuts. It was a real... It's probably what they would call in competitive Pokemon an illegal play. But it was a level 1 that had a Focus Sash. And a Focus Sash as an item, if you take a move that should one-hit KO you, or should kill you in one hit, your Focus Sash kicks in and gives you 1 HP. Or keeps 1 HP so you can remain alive. That's how that works. So it had a move. So what it did is Arceus did a ton of damage because it was level 100 versus level 1. Its Focus Sash kept it from fainting because 1 HP. Then it used the move Endeavor, which basically turns the opponent's HP to the same amount of HP as you, which at this point was 1 HP. And then the next time I used something like Quick Attack or Extreme Beat, something that basically meant it was faster than Arceus, and so only had to do like 1 thing of damage. It was nuts, and it was just like this play, you just go, this shouldn't be allowed, and it happened. Hello, Lucian. Good to have you with us. Hope you are doing well. We are just talking all things Pokemon. Yes, we will switch because we are struggling right now. Who is buzzing me right now? Right. Don't have anything to take on Geodudes right now, which is the worst thing, but we will. We'll beat Misty next time because we're not going to have time today. Oh, gosh. It's these rock types, man. You're in Italy. Well, hello from Italy then. Or hello to Italy, I should say. Love Italy. I haven't been in so long. I should really look at going back. Yeah, I haven't been to Italy in so many years. I really should look at going back. Cool, critical hit when it had like 5 HP left. Perfect. Another freaking Geodude. Oh gosh, this guy could actually be a problem. Hopefully I'm faster. Where's the best place to go in Italy? Good question. I'm going to have to use a confusion because I'm not sure tackle would actually kill it. Our matchup, yeah, we've got this. We're fine. Still haven't been out of the States. I understand that. I know a lot of people in the States who haven't been out of the States. It's so big and easy. You don't need a passport and stuff. I want to understand what you're saying, friend. So give me 1 second because I'm going to quickly open up Google Translate. Because you can buy a lot of them. Fair enough. You can buy a lot of Pokemon there, I suppose. Fair enough. That makes sense. That tracks. There we go. Level 20. Hiker Knob. Which is a strange name and I always thought was funny. Okay. So there is one more trainer. What I'm going to do is go to the Pokemon Center and heal. And then we'll save up for today. And we will tackle Bill and Misty next time because we are running out today, unfortunately. Because then, once we've done Bill, Pikachu's going to have to go back in the box for the gym leader fight. You got to do it in the middle of the Pokeball. It's either at the front of the door or in the middle of the Pokeball. That is always the way you save. Yeah, we have achieved a fair bit. It's a long game. That's the thing. So, that is going to be it for today. We have achieved a lot. As Steffi said, we defeated Brock. We have got through Mount Moon. We defeated Team Rocket. We got ourselves the Helix Fossil. And we are now making our way to see Bill. Nice run with only a little bit of cheese. Yep, absolutely. Only a little bit of cheese. Just like the anime. A little bit of cheese every now and again. Never hurt anyone. But hey, it worked. And I'm happy with the fact that we can prove that Ash could technically have beaten Brock. Now, I do know what level he was at that point, and it was nowhere near level 15, and he definitely didn't use double team. It definitely should not have worked. However, it did, and we can prove that technically you can do it. So that's all part of the fun. But thank you everyone so much for watching. Thank you, Brogan, Steffi, Vanessa, Tamlink, Lewis, and many, many others for jumping into the chat and saying hello. Oh, and of course, Lucian for jumping in right at the last minute. Appreciate having you with us. I'm also going to translate that last thing you've just said. Thanks, but you can speak Italian. I can't speak Italian. Grazie, ma tu sei parle in italiano. Is that how you would say that? I guess. I was never great with languages, so I don't speak any other language. I do apologize. I wish I could. I wish I was good with language. I just wasn't. But anyway, thank you guys all so much for keeping me company in the chat as always. It's been really, really good fun. Thank you everyone so much for watching. If you are new here and you like what you've seen today, please give us a like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. It really, really helps us out. No stream Saturday. My sister-in-law is about to become a doctor, and so we're having a big celebration before she goes off to Liverpool to abandon us all. And so there'll be no stream Saturday, but we will be back on Tuesday with a new game. Hopefully, maybe. It should probably be a new game because we finished Horizon. So that'll be the plan. So I look forward to seeing you all then. Thanks once again, everyone, so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. So, ta-ta for now.